So today, we're going to be going over my dream? Not my dream, but my DCEU slate, replacing MCU movies with DCEU movies.
Going over my dream journal.
I'll never see my dream journal. But this isn't my dream, because I would probably do it a little bit different. You know, Marvel had some little bumps, for sure. Mm-hmm. Like they should have done a Black Widow movie, probably. But since I'm replacing MCU movies with Phase 4 movies, I'm forced to not give everyone solo movies. So let's go.
I know who you didn't give a solo movie. I'll call it right now.
I gave multiple people no solo movies because there's 6 members.
You didn't give Batman a solo movie, did you?
Oh, damn it, I should have. I forgot about him. All right. The Batman. This would be our opening movie. John, you were so wrong. In fact, it was my first one.
I know. I kind of saw it on the paper.
No, you can't see the paper. Okay, so...
And then the next one's Superman.
No, it's actually out of order in the beginning.
No, it's not.
Deadass.
With timeline-wise.
We'll talk about it! All right, so the Batman would maybe have... I was thinking maybe John Hamm, but honestly, I'd keep Robert Pattinson.
I would keep Robert Pattinson too. John Hamm is a good second choice.
Thank you. Dylan O'Brien as Dick Grayson. But you could maybe...
You love Dylan O'Brien, don't you, Jack? Do you know which one he is?
He's in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Wait, is that... I don't think that one's Dylan O'Brien.
Fuck.
I don't think that one's...
This happens every video we talk about any of these guys. I can never remember.
Yep, that one's not Dylan O'Brien.
Oh.
This one's Dylan O'Brien, the guy from Maze Runner.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, okay.
Or, I wouldn't want this, but maybe Mr. Chalamet. I mean, he kind of pulls it off. Weird looking,
Timothy?
though. Yeah.
For wait, who?
Dick Grayson.
No, not buff enough. Like this guy, Dylan O'Brien's skinny.
But like has some muscle mass.
Yeah, exactly.
Timothy Chalamet's like the... Slenderman kind of vibe.
He's Samir, but white.
Mr. Freeze. Maybe Patrick Stewart?
Oh, that's interesting.
Hugo Strange. I would like Bryan Cranston. Breaking Bad.
Okay.
What else was he in? You know, Malcolm in the Middle fame. Whatever you want to call it. The Court of Owls would be also playing a role. For Alfred, you can keep Michael Caine. He has to stay with Chris Nolan, so not him. You could keep the dude who played him, though. You know, he's good in the DCEU.
Yeah, that's who I thought you meant.
So this would be Batman's, maybe 4th, 5th year. He'd been doing it for a good chunk of time. It's winter in Gotham. Crime is worse than ever, because it has to be. And Mr. Freeze is trying to find a cure for his wife.
Wait, does this have flashbacks to, the necklace and all that?
No.
None at all?
Maybe. It's kind of like an Uncle Ben situation. Like we've seen it with Batman more. We've seen like every single movie.
Like not even like a small little sequence where Batman's getting the shit beat out of him, and he he needs to dig deep to find his strength to fight, and you get a small sequence of the necklace breaking. How it breaks. Like
written into the movie. Written in. Good job, John. He's just added to my film. John's now a co-writer in the Batman. This is obviously going to lead him to Mr. Freeze to go more and more into this trying to find a cure for his wife thing, which is going to lead to him trying to do a Lizard and Amazing Spider-Man type situation, where he's trying to test it on more and more people and then over the entire Gotham. And the winter is just for the vibes. It really doesn't have anything to do with this.
I told this Jack, winter in Gotham looks so sexy.
Winter in anything.
I know, but Gotham, it's just seeing Batman when it's not. Oh.
Facts. But truth is, he is not totally behind this. Hugo Strange is actually helping him and kind of pushing Mr. Freeze towards this direction.
Is Hugo Strange under the control of the Court of Owls?
No.
Okay.
But the Court of Owls play a role because this movie is kind of about family. So actually, you know what? We definitely would get a scene of the flashbacks because, but it would maybe happen during a Court of Owls exposition type moment. But there'd be that mirror between Mr. Freeze for his family, trying to help his wife, and Batman's obsession with the truth about his family. Because you could do like a type of thing where maybe they're still alive or something. Like he thinks they're still alive. Like the Court of Owls gives him hope that there's something more to his life. Because as we'll talk about, Wonder Woman, the movie, will be similar to the one we got. So he knows there are heroes. He knows there's a possibility of a greater force.
Yeah,
he's heard of Lazarus Pit. He thinks that they could be alive.
Yeah, you could do something where, at the beginning, it's like the guy who actually kills Bruce's parents, like it's at the beginning. Then he goes to the Court of Owls, like, did you do it? And then like he has the bodies with him. So then it's like, did they end up bringing him back or not?
Yeah, you could do also like a calling card type thing. So the guy who kills him, what Bruce Wayne remembers is like the necklace, and he remembers this like pin. And when he sees this guy with this pin, he follows that person, and that's how you can kind of introduce them.
Detective.
Yes. Obviously, like I said, Dick Grayson plays a role. Mm-hmm. So he'd be introduced in probably the middle or the end of the first act. And then he'd team up as Robin at the third act. So in the second act, he'd kind of be... Batman would be like, no, it's only my fourth year, whatever. But he isn't really in the final battle. Maybe you could have him go tie up Hugo Strange or something, but this is more focused on Batman because it's his first movie. Mm-hmm. So kind of like a War Machine thing, but he does actually get the suit, but he doesn't really play a huge role in like stopping Mr. Freeze. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he stops him. Joker, a little tease at the end. And, yeah. So that's the movie itself.
All right, wait. I got to ask you something. So you guys obviously can't see his paper right now, but he has a paper written with all his ideas. And, Jack, I got to ask you something. Are you going to show them your fan art? He drew a little fan art for
I drew a little picture for everything. No.
I think he should.
Because then I have to get up, and I'm not going to take pictures and insert them in. And then you could call this Cold World, but I think that's too close to Cold War, and I don't want to confuse it with any Russians. Now, this probably isn't going to show up, so if it can zoom in and you can see it, cool.
You could call it Batman Cold Night.
Okay. Yeah, that's my Batman. Post-credit scenes. Post-credit scene number 1. The Flash tease.
Oh, yes. I heard about this.
Post-credit scene 2. Alfred said, what does he say?
He says some people just want to watch the world burn.
There's been flying people in Metropolis? Cut. All right.
Oh, my God. I wonder who that could be. It's not like it's the next one.
It's not.
Oh.
So what are your thoughts? You like this? Do you think this would be a good movie?
See, I like this, but I'm a fan of Batman just beating the crap out of people, and like a dark, gritty Batman, but obviously he doesn't kill. Like I like dark, gritty Batman, like where he just beats like not the Gotham games, like the Arkham games, right?
We may get to see more of that soon.
But how good can a Dick Grayson work in that? Because he's always like lighthearted and serious.
Is he?
Very often he is.
This would be a darker Batman.
Okay,
sure. I want this to be a darker Batman.
Because like usually in the comics, he's
Robert Pattinson is from what we've seen, trailer Robert Pattinson, the Batman is what this would be like.
Because like
for reference,
in comics, he's like serious, but like he's like kind of jokey as well. Like he'll make jokes and stuff.
And also because the Court of Owls be a lot of the second act, where I said that obviously Dick Grayson plays a less important role. Mm-hmm. He's more just in it once in a while. But Dick Grayson will become more important later. He's more important for the back half of phase 1 through 3.
Okay. Do we see him like how old is Dick Grayson here?
Like 16 maybe.
Okay.
Not annoying age, but like he's not anything formidable for any Batman.
Do we see Batman like adopting him or like?
He reluctantly takes him in near the middle of the third act.
Okay, so like what does he just get? Okay, like how do they meet though in the first place?
I think that Dick Grayson may just be standing up for something to some criminals in the street when Batman is out in the night. Because this kind of, I think the first act, it'd be kind of cool if like the first act takes place in like 1 or 2 nights and all this stuff happens and it kind of makes Batman a bit not lose his mind, but like go a bit crazy. And obviously then the Court of Owls only worsens this effect for him.
Yeah.
He's losing his mind as this goes out and he has to play with, and then he has obviously Mr. Freeze and all this and Hugo.
Okay. I do like it, Jack.
Yes!
I was just like, because even on the TikTok when you mentioned Robin, I was like, Robin's usually a little bit lighthearted. He doesn't look, his costume isn't very menacing.
I'd give him the DCEU one with the baby shorts but in black.
Okay. And like he's sometimes lighthearted. He makes Batman less cold-hearted. So I was like a little bit nervous about that. But that was the only thing that made me somewhat nervous. And
even if I was thinking that, which I really didn't think that deeply about that part, you have been my co-writer and you have written this out.
Okay, Jack.
Now my second movie, it says Superman, but then I realized something. Second movie is one of the heroes of the main league who does not get a sequel. And I least likely Aquaman character. So he is not going to get a sequel. He will get the Incredible Hulk's movie. All right, here's my lineup, all right?
Okay.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter. So, out of those 6, who gets one movie? Because The Flash will eventually get his movie, right? Martian Manhunter, he gets a TV series down the line. The Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are obviously all get trilogies. Aquaman's kind of the one that's left. Who would you give one movie? If you, out of those 6? Cyborg is going to play a more Teen Titans role in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Either Martian Manhunter or Aquaman, but like Martian Manhunter hasn't had as much. But who sells more comics?
Aquaman.
Yeah,
Martian Manhunter's always been kind of a back character.
Yeah,
I don't know how many even solo runs he's had.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how many solo? Can you even like really do much with him?
No.
So wait, would he get like a movie in general?
He gets a TV series down the line because I'm pretty sure in the comics he has like a family, and so I think to explore that in like his own series, maybe it is a movie.
Okay, I thought he was the so he doesn't. I thought he was like a character who gets a movie and a sequel, but that's fine. Then Aquaman is my second choice, so then yeah
all right,
Aquaman.
And it would essentially be the one we got. Mira would be played by Emilia Clarke. That's the biggest thing I would change. Get Amber Heard out of here. Yeah, honestly.
Oh wait, I have one question. What would your ideal Flash tease be?
I think you could just do like Batman looking over, and then like you see lightning in the background. I don't even know if he notices. You could. Why? What's your idea?
Well, I was thinking you could just do like chemicals on the ground. You just see like a lab coat, like arm, and then just a hand, like just a T, like
like when he gets struck.
Yeah, like you don't see the lightning or anything. You just see because the chemicals go on to him. Like the chemicals are spilled on the ground, and then his arm's just like there, like just the lab coat, and he's on the floor.
Yeah, you could do that too. Whatever works, because obviously we may get like a mention of his origin.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see where he shows up. You obviously probably saw TikTok, but yeah. The one thing I would for sure change is he does not become king. He will unite the kingdoms, but he will not become king because obviously it's his first movie. You can't bring him there yet.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing I have against Aquaman is that it feels super like Phase 1, but it came out in 2018. In this universe, this is early stuff, so this would be a really good movie, but it's not a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's it. All right, my third movie, of course, would be The Batman 2. We're going to get a bit darker here.
You just skipped 2 movies.
We're going to come back to it. I did this out of order. Well, because at first I was thinking I was going to break the rules a little bit that I set, that you have to switch the movies, even if they're sequels. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was thinking in this hypothetical universe, just give them another year to do the movie.
Wait, didn't... What was the order of the MCU movies?
It goes Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so then it makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so the villains are going to be Scarecrow and Hush. You can kind of see how this is going to tie into the themes.
I saw this one, Jack, so I know.
You can see how this is going to tie into the themes. All right, so out at a meeting, Bruce Wayne discovers he has been sued someone has sued Wayne Corp. At the same time, an old friend emerges, and he's willing to take the ropes for what seems to be a very stressed out Batman. He's stressed being Batman, he's stressed being Bruce Wayne. Not doing so good up here. This movie will not help him. Maybe in the end it will, the arc. But the movie itself won't really help him. After a night out, Batman discovers a group of criminals led by a powerful masked man transporting some toxin. And this person is Hush. And he absolutely kicks Batman's ass. Destroys him. So Batman, again, kind of stressed, runs away and follows the lead of the toxin instead of taking out these criminals who he probably just like, whatever, they're small time. This leads them to Scarecrow. And then at the end of the first act, we will introduce the Flash and and Wayne Manor will be blown up.
Okay. At
this point, Hush, with an old friend, who is Hush, you probably read the comics, has been to the manor. We could throw some red herrings in there. Do I know?
Yeah.
Like Barbara Gordon or someone. Throw some people in there. Make it not so obvious. I think that because for comic fans, they'll know right away, but
Yeah.
maybe make it so the general audiences aren't going to be like, oh, it's that guy. He's him and him and him.
Or you could do the thing where it's like, people know it's going to be him, but they don't want it to be still,
Like, yeah, so make him really likable. Something like that. Like a Mysterio situation.
Yeah.
And then, and the Flash is introduced because Robin, Dick Grayson, decides, yeah, Batman, he won't be able to do this on his own. So he goes to this thing that Batman has been tracking, the Flash. He has a file on him. It's kind of like the emails, but not really. But of course, the best. There is no Nick Fury, so the Batman's going to play Nick Fury in this kind of universe. So he gets him, and then in the second act, we're investigating the mystery of Bruce's life. I mean, we've seen a lot of that in Court of Owls. They'll still be present. He doesn't defeat them. But it's more about Hush, that part of his past. His life is kind of falling apart, and then doesn't help that, of course, the Scarecrow is here, playing with his already growing fears with who is behind all this, who's suing Wayne Corp, who's blowing up the mansion, who's this friend, why is he back? And the Flash will be taken out at the end of the second act because he's too OP. So he won't be here for a lot of the third act. Bruce continues to investigate. We're going to get a lot of also investigative stuff, some of the world's greatest detective type stuff, and then at the end, Scarecrow is going to try to release the toxin. Robin and the Flash will be trying to fight him. The Flash is going to be rounding up people because he needs to save them, so that's going to take him. So we can't just instantly defeat our villains. Robin's going to be trying to fight Scarecrow, probably going to get absolutely destroyed. He still has to learn how to be a hero.
How much longer is this? What's the time skip between this one and the first one?
Maybe like a year. Ant-Man's in Fortnite.
You just see a notification pop up on Jack's computer. It says Ant-Man's in Fortnite game event.
I have notifications on my computer. I don't have them on for Fortnite, but you can't turn them off. So Batman obviously is going to be mostly fighting Hush for like a good chunk of the final battle because that's the more personal one. That's the one I kind of want to focus on. And by the end, Batman defeats Hush and goes to help out Robin and the Flash. And then boom, they win. Wow, good job, guys. And so yeah, it's all about fear and a self-reflection on Batman's past, what he fears. Boom, bada bing. That's why Scarecrow and Hush are the villains.
Yeah. So wait, is he CEO in the first one already?
Yeah. He's
okay. So he's CEO.
He's taken over Wayne Corp.
Does he have like more of a role? Because you know how in the Christopher Nolan ones he like doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he has more of a role than Christopher Nolan, but than the Christopher Nolan movies. But he isn't. He's still just like the comics. He isn't like that. Isn't his main thing.
Yeah.
But he's more involved so that this can kind of be more of like a, oh god, I can't do this anymore, or I want to be Batman more, or I need to focus on this.
All right. And then so this version of the Flash, has he already like been the Flash for a while?
Yeah, but not very long. He's not very good at it.
Okay, but he like super fast and kind of OP still.
No.
Well, you said he's too OP.
Season 1 Barry. Yeah, but still, like even Season 1 Barry could take down Scarecrow. He just runs really quickly. And if you really want to, you could just have him so that no matter what, that when he runs through the toxin, it still messes with him, so that he has to go and do something that he's more useful for. But yeah, I'd say as a reference, mid-Season 1, Barry is what we'd be looking at for power-wise.
You could do something cool where like he is saving all the people, but he was already infected with the toxin, right? And like since he has the speed and stuff, it messes with his mind.
I want to make it clear the Scarecrow would be cool as fuck in this movie, and I'd want him to be like the Arkham version, not the one we saw in Christopher Nolan. I'd want him to have the whole thing, the whole weird get up.
Yeah, and then like you could do something cool where like the Flash was actually infected with the toxin, right? But like since he has the Speed Force, it goes through him like it starts affecting him a lot slower. Yeah. And like while he's saving the people, he doesn't he starts losing it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So this Batman would, in terms of like comic bookiness, because obviously we have all these other superheroes, this would be, I'd say the Arkham universe is the reference. Beats the shit out of people. He's gonna do that a lot here because he's scared, and we go a bit out there, but we do stay a bit grounded because it is the Batman story. So,
and then with the Flash thing, you could do like with the fear thing, you could do something cool where like you kind of hint at his past, like with like because his biggest fear would probably be his mother dying, right? Yeah. So like you can kind of like hint at that being his biggest fear because it's slowly.
We get fear of all of them too. Obviously, we get some of Dick Grayson's past is more revealed. We hear a bit about that, but obviously we want to drag it too down in the first one. so you could actually reveal that here.
Mm-hmm.
Only hint at it in the first one. Yeah, you could do a lot with the toxin and all our heroes.
Yeah.
And then the post-credit scene would be Batman closing a file that contains all the members of the League except for Martian Manhunter.
And then I could ask one question, Jack. Batcave, does it look like your favorite Batcave? What does it look like?
Hell yeah! It looks like my favorite Batcave.
Christopher Nolan's first and third movie Batcave.
Yeah, like the one that Robin goes into at the end of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
It looked like that.
Okay.
So yeah, then after that, trying to decide which one comes first. Oh yeah, Wonder Woman, because she's more like Thor. Right? Sorry, Superman. Superman comes after Batman too, because he's more like kind of Thor. All right, so this may be kind of controversial. Okay, I said a different casting for Superman, but you know what? I'll keep Henry Cavill. He's pretty good.
Who was your other casting?
Matt Bomer.
What does he look like? I think I know what he looks like. Oh, I just dropped a quarter. Okay. I don't know how buff he is, but like, okay. I could see it. I could see him being it.
Okay, yeah. But honestly, Henry Cavill could stay. And then Michael Fassbender as Lex Luthor. We're gonna go with a bit more of a comic accurate type thing. And then you could keep Lois. I also Rose Bryant. I don't know. She's
I've heard the name.
Insidious. She's the mom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. So it starts with Lex Luthor investigating Antarctica, and then they find the Fortress of Solitude. This is where we cut. We see a bit of Krypton, less than Man of Steel, but more than the Christopher Reeves movies. Okay. And then all the first act and a little bit of second act would be, Superman growing up, all that. This movie would focus mostly, the themes anyway, and Superman on his connection to being a human compared to how his world is as an alien and his disconnect and how he has to connect.
So he doesn't feel disconnected in this one, like as much as he was in the Snyder one.
No, he does, but he's still more positive.
Okay.
Again, I know I'm playing like devil's advocate kind of, but like it's an in between of Christopher Reeves like overly campy and then bringing him super down to earth and like I hate it here or like I don't feel like I belong in Man of Steel type of thing. So in between,
angsty.
Yeah. And obviously, Lex Luthor be investigating all this, so he gets a bit of Superman's blood, and this is where he creates Bizarro. Now, I know maybe that may seem weird for a first villain, but since we're trying to reflect on kind of what would he look like if he was completely disconnected, that's Bizarro. What if Bizarro would be a bit more grounded than this campy character he is in the comics sometimes.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that.
Yeah, he would be more of just a reflection of if Superman had no connection to Earth. You could even, if you wanted to, just hint at the name Bizarro, but be more of a new character, just like Superman. They kind of did that in Superman 3, but like, it would be more like Bizarro. I think Bizarro would just be cool. And yeah, so that, obviously, then you just got the whole Lex Luthor Bizarro thing throughout the movie. And in the end, guess what? He defeats Bizarro. And maybe destroy one skyscraper, make him feel bad, but don't do a Man of Steel thing.
Yeah, where he destroys everything.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it at least somewhat grounded. And then Martian Manhunter will play a role. It will be similar to how he'll be way more prevalent than he was in Man of Steel, but by way I mean like 3 times. But like 3 times of 2 minutes of screen time is only 6 minutes. 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, I got you.
We get to see. We know it's Martian Manhunter, but he doesn't help. We established that who he is, and we established that he does not want to help unless he has to help. And he does not need to help. Superman has got this. He knows that. And yeah. And that's my Superman. So unlike Wonder Woman and Aquaman, I'm not taking the bottom Man of Steel. Changing up a bit.
Okay. Oh, so then you just revealed what's happened for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but I have more changes for Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And then post-credit scene 1, Batman watching the clips. It would be kind of... You'd be able to put the post-credit scene of the first Batman world where it's like there's a flying dude and this one together, and there'd be one scene. And then Lex looking at kryptonite.
Okay, so wait, is this Batman going to be, like, oh, the Superman guy's a threat, or is he going to be like, oh, I want him?
He's going to take interest in him.
Okay.
What he cares?
You sound like Kevin Feige right now.
What he thinks about it? That's yet to be seen, but he does take interest. All right, so
good.
All right, cool. Do you like the choice for Bizarro?
Yeah, it's just like how the one thing is like I'm thinking about is like how can you make him look like the comic book version,
Yeah.
right? And like also he's very odd in the comic book version.
Yeah, yeah. Bizarro would be more of like a thing for the fans rather than that character.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, the Bizarro version in the comics is just like this goofy kind of
Yeah.
rock version, and you could almost do. I'm trying to think of a good comparison, as I have like an image in my head, but
I was going to say he can be more like Doomsday like, but not like have a completely different personality.
yeah,
Not like big buff like that, but like you know what I mean.
you kind of know. You know how in WandaVision her hand like, kind of starts to get black and gray. Do that, but the whole body
Okay.
a little bit different, but you get the kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Wonder Woman would be the final movie leading up to the Avengers, or not the Avengers, the Justice League. I said Alexandra Daddario as Wonder Woman because I don't think Gal Gadot's very good at acting. But I mean, I guess she can stay either or, kind of like a Superman thing when I mentioned Matt Bomber, and then Steve Trevor, keep him as Chris Pine. So again, this is very similar to the movie we got, but we're taking out Ares completely and replacing him with Zeus, but not as a villain directly. We're dealing a lot with her humanity and like her connection to the what are they called? Themyscians, whatever.
Yeah.
Amazonians. Yeah, and humans. You know how she goes between those, and obviously Zeus is like, don't talk to them, and then she does, and I like the idea in Wonder Woman that they kind of put up that's like, oh, but the people are going to be bad no matter what. But then they were like, but it's actually Ares. And it kind of undercuts it completely. Mm-hmm. But in this version, no, that's straight up what it is. People are just bad people. People are horrible. And so, like, she learns that. But if you want a final battle, Zeus tests her, and that would be the final battle.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the cool thing about Wonder Woman, the other Wonder Woman, like the Gal Gadot one, is that Ares doesn't get involved right away. Like they start this himself, and then he gets involved.
Yeah, yeah. See, but I still think that kind of undercuts it because it's like, oh, they're horrible people, but they aren't that bad because he ended up pushing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So take that out. You don't have to do the Zeus thing, honestly. That's like if you need a final battle, have Zeus like have to trial her or prove herself. I mean, she is his son, and so she has to prove herself to humans and to Zeus and to that part of her life. And then that takes place during World War One. So the post-credit scene would be in modern day.
Okay, I have a question. Are we gonna get like in your overall? This doesn't have to do with Wonder Woman, in your overall thing. Are we gonna get villain movies?
No.
No. Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious if you're gonna do something like Joker, like with other villains, obviously.
In Phase 4, there will be something, but
okay.
I couldn't really fit it in with what Marvel ended up with Marvel does. All right, so then we have Justice League. So the members, like I said, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter. The villain is Brainiac. So after a mysterious force comes to Earth, Batman decides he has to activate the League. So he tries to bring them together. We do the Act 1 of the Avengers type thing. Martian Manhunter comes. They're like, oh my gosh. Batman's like, oh my gosh. And then we get our little intros. They all start coming together 2 by 2, whatever, again. And then Superman's like, I know this Martian Manhunter dude. He's like, no, I'm not going to do this. He's very reluctant. But then, of course, obviously, Brainiac he's trying to destroy Earth for some mysterious reason. He may be working for some other person. And so during the second act, they're trying to fight, but they don't want to work together. It's essentially the Avengers, but just replace them and make it more for them, obviously. And then by the end, of course, they all come together, but they are about to lose. Like, they are able to go through all of Brainiac's hordes of mind things, but even with Superman, they're not able to defeat them all because obviously the Flash can't run in the sky, so he's helping people. And so Martian Manhunter has like a Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame moment where she comes, blasts through like the main ship, and then they get Brainiac down and they all defeat him. And they do kill him. But he's fucking dying. You know, they're not keeping this guy alive.
Does Batman shy away a little bit from that?
Yeah, he isn't. I mean, it's more just like a thing that has to happen.
Is he there when he dies, or?
I don't know.
I would say probably
not. But it's also kind of like where are we gonna keep this dude?
Mm-hmm.
He just needs like one thing to get out. And maybe you can give them some suits and stuff, some extra stuff. Batman kits them out a little bit, and so then they get so that's it. That's the movie. They defeat him. Good job. Post credit scene 1. They get a new base. Maybe they rebuild the Batcave and he kind of makes it for everybody. Whatever you want to do.
I have a question. In the second one, are they going to kind of have a falling out, or like they strong?
They made it. The second one is going to be like, I mean, there's going to be infighting, of course, but they're not going to fall apart.
Okay, not fall apart. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was going to say, because then you could have Batman yelling at them like, "Do not kill me. Become like them when we kill."
But also there's something key. Brainiac tells him something, and we don't know, but that will be revealed in Superman 3.
Wait, Superman or Batman?
Superman 3.
Okay. When he tells Superman that?
No. Brainiac tells Batman something. Okay. We don't see what it is yet. And then the second post-credit scene is like, Thanos, comp him out and put Darkseid there.
Okay.
He just like
Fine,
turns.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah, but Brainiac was working for Darkseid. He was there for a specific reason.
Okay.
And that's it. That's my phase 1.
So wait, are we gonna do each video with a different phase, or?
If it's not too long, yeah.
Well,
this was long.
Yeah. So
good, bad.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific changes you'd make?
No, just like subtle things. Like how I don't have any problems with it. I just had subtle add-ons. That was more so.
Good. Would you have done Robin?
Like.
Because he's not in Justice League. He's kind of...
Yeah. Like, typically...
Batman's like, nope.
Typically, I don't prefer Robin and Batman because, like, as I said, he's usually kind of a little bit more... He's not, like, dark and brooding like Batman, and, like, he kind of brings out a little bit more of a human side to Batman, which is good. But at the same time, I want to see Batman beat the shit out of people and not give a shit.
The main reason I did it is because it's less of a it's very Batman. I think I did the most in terms of planning out the Batman ones. I think he's the most interesting character, for sure, in the DC universe. But... to be like, it's a huge world building thing that I'm planning out, so I kind of had to throw them in there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And of course, we'll get to it. Watch phase 2 because that's when we'll see more of them.
All right, you want to do the outro? Should
I'll do it. Whatever. Check out us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Rebored Podcast. We also have Spotify with an exclusive new segment every single week. Rebored Podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcast, and tell us what you thought, and. Maybe give your own ideas down below. Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye.